Good afternoon, everyone. Today in geography we are covering chapter 9, and some part of this obviously has been covered. We have learned about the Hill Area Development Program, and we learned about target planning. We learned about the various aspects of planning and sustainable development and Niti Aayog obviously. Okay. Now our focus will be on drought prone programs. We will be concentrating on the parts of India which are more drought prone. Drought prone obviously you understand, जहाँ सूखा पड़ता है, जहाँ पे rainfall कम होती है, okay, and there are problems of not enough quantity of water available in these areas. The focus on these areas was in the fourth 5-year plan. Okay, so we see that this program was initiated during the fourth 5-year plan, and what was the objective? This was initiated in the fourth 5-year plan. Initially the objective was to provide employment to the people. It was thought that if we provide employment to the people, they'll have if they have the money, probably the problem could be solved. Okay. So initially this program laid emphasis on the construction of labor intensive civil works. तो ऐसे काम लिए गए जहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा लेबर की ज़रूरत पड़ती थी, और फिर अगर इस तरह के काम हो गए बहुत ज़्यादा लोग आएंगे, उन्हें एम्प्लॉयमेंट मिलेगा, and thereby we could improve the situation of these areas. If people have money, probably it was thought that that is enough and the area could be developed. Okay. But that didn't happen. Obviously, just by providing employment, the problems of the area cannot be solved. So initially this program laid emphasis on the construction of labor intensive, जिसमें बहुत ज़्यादा लेबर की ज़रूरत पड़ती है, उसे हम labor intensive कहते हैं. But later on it emphasized on, फिर बाद में ज़रूरत महसूस हुई कि नहीं, we have to do much more, and फिर इसमें emphasis हुआ on irrigation projects. Because without irrigation facilities, farming couldn't have been possible, because as I told you that these areas receive less rainfall. So emphasis on irrigation projects, land development programs, afforestation, grassland development, and creation of basic rural infrastructure. Okay, so we can say the holistic approach. ओवरऑल डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द एरिया उस पर ध्यान दिया गया, इरिगेशन फैसिलिटीज़ को इम्प्रूव करने की कोशिश की गई, अफॉरेस्टेशन, ग्रासलैंड डेवलपमेंट, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट, रोड्स, हॉस्पिटल्स, स्कूल्स, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, ओके, मार्केट्स एंड ऑल्सो ऑल दोज थिंग्स. फोकस शिफ्ट ऑन ओवरऑल डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द एरिया एंड नॉट जस्ट प्रोवाइडिंग देम एम्प्लॉयमेंट, जो कि शुरू में था. ओके. The National Committee on Development of Backward Areas reviewed the performance, and वहाँ पर पता चला that the program is largely confined to development of agriculture and allied sectors. Emphasis तो दिया कि ये करना है, but फिर actual में जो काम हुआ वो केवल irrigation और उससे जुड़ी हुई projects थे, केवल वही यहाँ पे ठीक से हो पाए. Okay, rest of the programs couldn't be run properly. So, programs is largely confined to the development of agriculture and allied sectors with major focus on restoration of ecological balance. But there is a problem here. Because of the growing population, whatever land is available, even the marginal land is being utilized for agriculture purposes. That is why things like afforestation and balancing the nature, that can't take place, because whatever land is available is being used for agriculture. तो drought prone areas में एक प्रॉब्लम ये है कि जो भी ज़मीन है वो एग्रीकल्चर के लिए यूज़ हो रही है, और बाकी वहाँ का इकोलॉजी को ठीक करने के लिए बाकी एक्टिविटीज़ वहाँ नहीं हो सकती, लाइक afforestation, planting of trees and all, that cannot take place. Okay. There is a need to create alternative employment opportunities. जरूरत है इंटीग्रेटेड वाटरशेड डेवलपमेंट अप्रोच एट द माइक्रो लेवल. जितने भी पानी के सोर्सेस हैं, वाटर यूटिलाइजेशन, रीयूजिंग, ऑल दोस थिंग्स, ओके, रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग एंड एवरीथिंग, दोस थिंग्स हैव टू बी फोकस्ड ऑन. The restoration of ecological balance between water, soil, plants, and human and animal populations should be a basic consideration in the strategy of development of drought-prone areas. The Planning Commission of India in 1961, they categorized these 67 districts. They identified 67 districts. They were drought-prone areas in India. So 67 districts of India, of the country, are prone to drought. यहाँ ये वो districts हैं जहाँ पर अक्सर सूखा पड़ जाता है, okay, drought prone है ये. And इसमें we see that the semi-arid and arid tracts जहाँ पे सूखा रहता है, राजस्थान, गुजरात, वेस्टर्न मध्य प्रदेश, not the entire मध्य प्रदेश, because of the forest cover भी काफ़ी है, वेस्टर्न एमपी जो राजस्थान से लगा हुआ है, मराठवाड़ा रीजन ऑफ महाराष्ट्र, not the entire Maharashtra, it's quite a large state, मराठवाड़ा रीजन ऑफ महाराष्ट्र, रायलसीमा, तेलंगाना, कर्नाटक, Plateau, and इंटीरियर डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स ऑफ तमिलनाडु, जो रेन शेडो एरिया में पड़ता है वेस्टर्न घाट्स के पीछे, जहाँ बारिश बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं होती है. दीज आर द एरियाज विच आर ड्राउट प्रोन एरियाज. ओके, तेलंगाना तब नहीं बना था, सो दिस रायलसीमा आई थिंक इज पार्ट ऑफ तेलंगाना itself. ओके, तेलंगाना एंड सम पार्ट ऑफ आंध्र प्रदेश. ओके, सो Rajasthan, Gujarat, Western Madhya Pradesh, Marathwada region, of these are the areas, and any areas के districts from add करें the number comes to 67. So 67 districts of this region, they have been identified as drought prone areas. Okay, इसमें और भी drought prone area का नाम जोड़ सकता था, even हरियाणा and पंजाब. Okay, but because irrigation facilities in these areas is good, canal system है यहाँ पे drought prone areas of Punjab, Haryana and North Rajasthan are largely protected due to the spread of irrigation in these regions. वो drought prone areas में इसलिए नहीं है क्योंकि वहाँ पे irrigation facilities developed हैं in Punjab, Haryana and Northern Rajasthan Indira Gandhi canal की वजह से. Now we will take up a case study and it is integrated tribal region project. और अब ये दो case study इसमें बहुत important है. And the first case study that we are taking is of Bharmaur region. This Bharmaur region is in MP, मध्य प्रदेश में है ये region and इसमें Bharmaur district अलग होगा, region अलग होगा, region थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा है, Bharmaur district उसमें है, plus the होली तहसील्स ऑफ चंबा. ओके, एक तो पूरा बारमौर डिस्ट्रिक्ट आ गया उसमें, एंड उसमें होली तहसील मतलब चंबा का कुछ पार्ट जो कि बारमौर से लगा हुआ है वो भी इस बारमौर रीजन में लिया गया है. एंड यहाँ पर एक प्रोग्राम है इंटीग्रेटेड ट्राइबल डेवलपमेंट. यहाँ के जो ट्राइब्स हैं उनके डेवलपमेंट के लिए यहाँ पे एक प्रोजेक्ट चल रहा है. Okay, so it is notified tribal area since 21st November 1975. 1975 में इसको ट्राइबल एरिया घोषित कर दिया गया. बारमौर इज इनहेबिटेड बाय गद्दी. यहाँ के जो लोग हैं ये ट्राइबल कम्युनिटी है. ओके, गद्दी, और ये ट्रांसह्यूमेंस एक्टिविटी करते हैं, अपने एनिमल्स को लेके एक जगह से दूसरी जगह जाते हैं इन सर्च ऑफ पास्चर्स. तो they are mostly on the move. Okay, it transhumans, nomadic, बहुत ज़्यादा difference नहीं है. तो you can understand कि these people along with their animals, इनके animals sheep and goat ही होते हैं, तो उन्हें लेकर वो एक जगह से दूसरी जगह in search of pastures वो जाते रहते हैं. and इनका अपना एक अलग culture है, and they also have a dialect which is called गद्याली dialect. ओके, सो बारमौर में कौन लोग रहते हैं? वहाँ पे गद्दी इनहेबिटेंट्स हैं, these are the people जो कि इस रीजन में रहते हैं. ये ट्रांसह्यूमेंस एक्टिविटीज़ करते हैं. दे ट्रांसपोर्ट themselves along with animals and all from one place to another. उसे हम ट्रांसह्यूमेंस कहेंगे. Okay, so Bharmaur is inhabited by Gadi, a tribal community who have maintained a distinct identity in the Himalayan region. Okay, इनके practice थोड़े रहने का तौर तरीका सब अलग है और they practice transhumance and converse through Gadiali dialect और इनकी अपनी अलग से dialect है Gadiali dialect इस region के लोगों की. ये बहुत ही harsh climate है यहाँ पर and has a harsh climate conditions, low resource base, ज़्यादा यहाँ पर resources है नहीं. These factors have influenced the society and economy of the region. Population बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं है, only 21 persons per square kilometer. If we take the entire region of Bharmaur, इसमें Bharmaur district है and wholly तहसील of Chamba, अगर इसके total population है that comes to less than 40,000. Okay, so not many people. And now, of course, these figures these are according to 2011 census. So this according to 2011 census, only 21 persons per square kilometer. If we take the total population, only 40,000 people stay here. So not a heavily populated place. It is one of the most economically and socially backward areas of Himachal Pradesh. It was difficult भी होता है when people are on the move and they are not stationary, they are not staying at one place. Facilities को develop करना भी मुश्किल होता है. The economy is largely based on agriculture and allied activities such as sheep and goat rearing. तो ज़्यादा कुछ है नहीं यहाँ पर. Okay. As far as industry is concerned, so industries are not there in this region. The process of development of tribal area of Bharmaur in 1970s में इसको start किया गया. And when Gadis were included among scheduled tribes, तो इनको scheduled tribe का status इस Gadi community को मिला in 1970s में मिला. And under the fifth five-year plan, the tribal sub-plan was introduced in 1974, and Bharmaur was designated as one of the 5 integrated tribal development projects in Himachal Pradesh. तो हिमाचल प्रदेश में हिली एरिया में हम हिल डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम पढ़ चुके हैं, हम ड्राउट प्रोन प्रोग्राम पढ़ रहे हैं एंड समटाइम्स दीज थिंग्स ओवरलैप. ये हिली एरिया भी है, ड्राउट प्रोन भी है एंड इसी वहाँ पे जो 5 प्रोजेक्ट चल रहे थे हिमाचल प्रदेश. Sorry for the interruption. So basically we were discussing Bharmaur region and this is a tribal region. The tribe that stays here is Gadi tribe. The people of belong to this Gadi tribe, and this Gadi tribe was included in and recognized as a scheduled tribe in 1970s. So the process of development of tribal area of Bharmaur started in the 1970s when Gadis, they were recognized as tribal people, okay, and they were included among these scheduled tribes. So that is when the development of these people and this region became the highlight. Under the fifth five-year plan, the tribal sub-plan was introduced in 1974. The Bharmaur was designated as one of the 5 integrated tribal development projects in Himachal Pradesh. So basically 1974 में 5 डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम्स यहाँ पे स्टार्ट किए गए और उनमें से एक डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम इस एरिया का था, बारमौर रीजन का था. ओके, एंड इट वाज एम्ड एट इंप्रूविंग द क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ ऑफ दीज पीपल. व्हाई इट वाज नेसेसरी? बिकॉज दीज पीपल believed and practiced their transhumance and they were not staying at one place. So in order to improve their lives, it could be really difficult because you cannot provide them infrastructure when they are moving around with their sheep and goat. And why they were moving? Because they had nothing much to do here. Their other activities were not possible and facilities were not there. It was a drought prone area. So because of those problems, people were always on the move. Now, this plan laid the highest priority. If you were to develop such a region, especially in hills, the biggest problem is transportation. If an area is totally cut off from other areas, the development cannot take place. So the first thing that needed to be developed is to connect this region with the other regions. So transport facilities must have been the priority. Okay, the most significant contribution of travel sub-plan in Bharmaur region is the development of infrastructure, transport facilities, schools, healthcare, electricity, roads. Those are most important. The development of infrastructure in terms of schools, healthcare facilities, potable water. Yes, people like in deserts, they have to travel long. They have to cover long distances even in hilly areas to get drinking water. So that is also a problem, and these people have to be provided potable water, roads, communications and electricity. So in order to develop this region of Bharmaur, it was necessary that these things were to be provided. The schools, healthcare, electricity, potable water, roads, transportation, communication, those things were important. But the villages located along the river Ravi in Holi and Khani areas are the main beneficiaries. We can divide the entire area into 4 parts, and if you see on this map on page number 107, this entire region of Bharmaur has been divided into 4 different parts. The southern part is the Holi area, which is in the Chamba district. In the central part is the Khani area. In the north you have Kukti, and in the western side you have Tunda area. So the 2 areas, this Holi area and Khani area, these areas have benefited, and these projects, infrastructure projects, are mostly located in these 2 areas. Whereas the other 2 areas, which are Tunda in the western region and Kukti area, they are also on the higher altitude. These 2 regions have not received much development, and infrastructure of these areas is still not up to the mark. So 2 areas of Bharmaur region, they have been fairly developed, but 2 areas still need to be developed. The remote villages in Tunda and Kukti areas still do not have sufficient infrastructure. But यहाँ पे और देखते हैं और क्या डेवलपमेंट हुआ है. The sex ratio has improved drastically. The education level has increased. The child marriage has reduced. So from this ITDP, जो प्रोजेक्ट है ट्राइबल डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम कॉल्ड इंटीग्रेटेड ट्राइबल डेवलपमेंट प्रोजेक्ट, in short it's been called ITDP, include tremendous increase. क्या क्या इसका बेनिफिट क्या है और क्या क्या फायदे हुए हैं? Tremendous increase in the literacy rate, improvement in sex ratio and decline in child marriage. Most of the tribal people, tribal areas में we see child marriage is the norm, and उसको कम करना ज़रूरी है for the development of people. The female literacy rate in this region was very low. Only 1.88% of the females, they were literate. Now with the infrastructure of schools and other things developing here, the literacy rate of females has gone up to 65%. So in 1971 it was only 1.88%, and it has gone up to 65% in 2011. जो प्रोजेक्ट स्टार्ट हुआ था ये 74 में स्टार्ट हुआ, तभी ये स्कूल्स वगैरह सेटअप हुए होंगे, एंड उसी का नतीजा है that the literacy rate has gone up from 1.88% in 1971 to 65% in 2011. The difference in male and female literacy वो रहेगा, but obviously वो उतना ज़्यादा नहीं है. Gender inequality has also declined, वो भी कम हुआ है. Traditionally, Gadis have subsistence agriculture. ये शुरू से subsistence level का agriculture करते आए, only for their survival purposes. Market में बेचने के लिए ये agriculture नहीं करते, अपने survival के लिए करते हैं ये agriculture. कम pastoral economy having emphasis on food grains and livestock production. तो इनका मेन emphasis ही है pastoralism, rearing of cattle, sheep and goat especially. But during the last 3 decades, we are seeing that there is a lot of change here. Some cash crops are also being grown. Pulses and other cash crops are also being grown by these people. But the crop cultivation अभी भी थोड़ा ये पुराने तौर तरीके से traditional technology is being used here. But more or less they have started growing these cash crops. The declining importance of pastoralism वो इस बात से समझी जा सकती है that only 1/10 of the Gaddi community people now practice pastoralism or we can say transhumance activity. Okay, तो केवल 1/10 ही लोग हैं जो कि transhumance activities अभी भी कर रहे हैं. They are moving from one place to another, whereas the rest 9 out of 10, 90% of the Gaddi people, they have settled down and they are more into agriculture and other allied activities. Not that they have stopped rearing animals, goat and sheep वो अभी भी रखते हैं, but they are more or less stationary. And because they are stationary, infrastructure का वो फायदा उठा सकते हैं, schools and other things, those facilities obviously they can take the benefit of. But during the last 3 decades of 20th century, the cultivation of pulses and other cash crops has increased in Bharmaur region. But the crop cultivation is still done with traditional technology. This is an important aspect of Bharmaur region कि अभी भी यहाँ पे modern technologies use नहीं हो रही है agriculture में. The declining importance of pastoralism in the economy of the region can be caused from the fact that at present only about 1/10 of the total households they practice transhumance. But the Gaddis are still very mobile. ऐसा नहीं है कि वो एक जगह से दूसरी जगह नहीं जाते हैं, वो अभी भी travel करते हैं, अभी भी जाते हैं. But now they travel to places like Kangra Valley in search of employment. काम की तलाश में ये लोग कांगड़ा रीजन में जाते हैं and surrounding areas during winter to earn their livings from wage labor. Because winter में ज़्यादा एग्रीकल्चर वगैरह हो नहीं पाती है because of snowfall. That is why they travel to other areas, especially Kangra region, where they work and wage laborers की तरह वो काम करते हैं. Okay, so this was about Bharmaur region. And what is important is first you need to understand its location. Pir Panjal range and Dhaladhar range इसके बीच में है ये रीजन. इसमें बारमौर डिस्ट्रिक्ट आता है एंड होली तहसील ऑफ चंबा डिस्ट्रिक्ट वो इसमें शामिल है. यहाँ पे ये हायर ऑल्टीट्यूड्स पे है. द रवि रिवर इट फ्लोज थ्रू दिस रीजन एंड एन इम्पॉर्टेंट कम्युनिटी कॉल्ड गद्दी वो इस जगह पर रहते हैं. In 1970s, they were recognized, Gaddi people, they were recognized as scheduled tribes, and in 1974, इन्हें एक इंटीग्रेटेड डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम जो ट्राइबल एरियाज का था उसमें इन्हें इंटीग्रेट कर लिया गया, इनको शामिल कर लिया गया इस रीजन को. एंड फिर स्टार्ट हुआ इनका डेवलपमेंट. एंड इनका डेवलपमेंट में जो हाईलाइट्स हैं दैट स्कूल्स एंड हॉस्पिटल्स एंड रोड्स, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, दोज थिंग्स हैव बीन डेवलप्ड. But if we divide the entire region into 4 parts, then 2 parts have developed more as compared to the other parts. ये हैं होली area, होली region, and the Khani area. These two have developed more, and the 2 areas that have not developed, the villages of Tunda and villages of Kokti areas, वहाँ उतना ज़्यादा development नहीं हो पाया है. People have started doing agriculture and they have started growing cash crops, and only 1/10 of these people now practice transhumance. Although they travel in search of work during winters, then obviously male members must be going to Kangra region for earning wages. So that was this was a case study about Bharmaur region in Himachal Pradesh, and there is one more important case study in this chapter. That is about Indira Gandhi Canal, and that obviously runs through Rajasthan. So that we will be doing next. Also, we will be understanding more about sustainable development. So that we will do in the next class. That's all in this class. Thank you.